Hey guys, how y'all doing, man? Welcome back to another of my videos, YouTube videos. Um, haven't done it in quite a while. I know I feel shame. I am quite ashamed about that. Haven't done it in quite a while, but I'm gonna get back to a couple of the few that I missed quite recently. But I just felt I had to get back into it at some point. This little video, I'm not gonna keep it too long, but this video today is just gonna be my thoughts on Morbius, The Living Vampire. So I've just come back from watching it now. Um, from the comic perspective, I mean, I don't know too much about him, but I remember watching a lot of him on the Spider-Man animated series. I'm sure a lot of you probably grew up watching that in the 90s, isn't it? So obviously, as we know, obviously, living vampire tried to create his own cure for his disease. You know, he was dying, blah blah blah. So I came back from the movies. Well, just now, as I said, I'm not too sure what to think. You know, I mean, to be fair, as I was going through, it's like I felt like I was actually enjoying it. Um, I'm not too sure how, like, obviously before the as the movie came out, we know that the movie was getting ripped apart by the what do you call it, the critics and so on, even certain fans in it. So it was just interesting to go in this with a blank slate, clear mind, give my own views on what happened. Um, Again, after watching that, I think it's definitely what you'd call a Sony movie. I mean, it's don't get me wrong, I do believe the movie had its moments indefinitely. I don't think the CGI or effects were as bad as they were trying to make it out to be. I quite enjoyed seeing the echolocation in particular with Morbius and I think the guy who was his best friend turned villain. Okay, late spoiler alert, but yeah, his best friend was the end up being the main villain. I forgot his name. Um, so I don't think I had any issues with that. I did really enjoy that how the movie actually began. Obviously, seeing him do his work. Obviously, we got to know his colleague. Got to know his colleague who would have a very important role going forward as well. Um, so I thought okay, this is good. I just think just as the movie went on though, it's like I felt like you could tell it's a very much more scaled down movie. I don't think whilst there was some decent action between them, it's like there wasn't too much apart from like seeing them. To be fair, the scene in the boat where he first turned into Morbius proper and took out all those guys, I thought was actually very good. I do believe this is one piece of credit where I do believe Sony should get credit for in showing a bit. I mean, yeah, they should get a bit more credit, but then it makes me wonder why they didn't kind of do it like in Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage in terms of like a bit more of the violence. I do believe they showed a bit more than what you saw in the two Venom movies. Like there was a couple of the blood splats here. You see them chomping down on people's necks, a couple of necks. So I do think they should just be given a bit more credit for showing a bit of that. Even just the sound effects of either bones cracking or something. Um, it just felt it was definitely Sony. I do think they could have done a lot more. Given extra time to some of the other side characters, like I don't believe any of the side characters were really that memorable. But obviously, like I said, his colleague, he would become very important too. Even the guy that was their mentor and eventually got killed, who I believe is an idiot for going back to. I keep forgetting his name. Sorry, guys. But the villain, yes, I know he's trying to help him, but you know what he's become. You know his mentality. So it's like I don't think even the side characters themselves were that memorable and something for you to necessarily take away from a film. Which I'm not saying me, but people, if you didn't necessarily enjoy a movie, you might say, okay, I definitely enjoyed this character. I can take this away from that movie. Um, but that's the issue I have. What else? Another issue I definitely had. Whilst I said yes, I enjoyed some of the aspects of the film. Definitely, I don't believe that there's any issue with Jared Leto's performance. I don't know, but I haven't seen too many critics actually criticize his performance as Morbius, and I thought he did a really good job. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. So I think he did a decent job. It's just probably everything around it really kind of affected the film. In particular, the end of the film. That ending definitely felt a bit rushed. After that supposed end battle, wasn't the greatest, but it was decent to see him how he was controlling the bats to take the guy out, and then obviously pump him full of the cure or whatever. I did think it did feel a bit anticlimactic in saying that, though. It did feel a bit anticlimactic. In particular, well, I'm gonna even get straight to the credits here. You can definitely see it's a case of Sony wanting to just, world build. They really want to get involved in the MCU, in my opinion. When you look at it, the two ending credit scenes are definitely something that could have been put into one. They obviously split it into two so that it would keep people there, thinking that it would make people want this universe even more. What we saw was taken out from the trailer. It was Adrian Toomes. They brought it in a different way, so it's obviously like they refilmed it. Anyway, Adrian Toomes, he just came to this universe. You saw the crack in the dimension that we saw from No Way Home. He was in jail. It was reported. Then the second scene, I think he called Morbius to meet him in a just some random location, and he was just saying how he's happy to, he's grateful to meet him, and he thought that Spider-Man was the cause of this. And I just believe that the studio think just by mentioning Spider-Man, it's like you're gonna get everyone enticed. They're obviously trying to build it with Spider-Man. Now I don't know. I do believe there is a bit of inconsistency here, because there's only one that he knows of, but Tom isn't actually here. So I don't know how they're going to sort this out. I mean, the only explanation I can think of is the poster from the trailer which showed Toby's one. So I'm guessing Toby's one was probably still in this universe. That's just my guess. It felt rushed just because of also Morbius's dialogue. I don't know how many of you noticed. It was just a quick, oh yeah, I'm intrigued. Like, it came off so fast. After all of that, he just said, oh, I'm intrigued. Toomes said that he's looking to put together a team. So this is obviously Sony's new attempt at creating the Sinister Six. This is a new attempt at creating Sinister Six, and I'm not too sure based on what I've seen so far, if they are going to pull this off, it's going to be obviously Morbius, Vulture. In my opinion, there's going to be Venom, Craven, as we know the movie. I can't think of the other two who's here so far. So that's 4 already in their supposed universe. All in all, maybe a 5, to be fair. I'll push 6. I don't think I could give it more than a 6. Like I said, it had its moments. I don't believe some of the side characters had enough time, did too much. Like Tyrese, in my opinion, was just interrogating people here and there. Had one maybe quick little action scene. He was just there after a lot of the stuff had already happened. I do really appreciate Leto as Morbius. I do appreciate how they went about having him like take out people, especially the boat scene. I believe the boat scene was pretty memorable. But other than that, in terms of what I saw from like the pacing, I saw some obviously criticisms. I read a lot of reviews tearing it apart. I do kind of see where they're coming from in terms of like pacing, going from one scene to one scene. Maybe it doesn't make sense how they've transitioned, and it slows it down at one time. It tries to pick it up at this time. It felt very disjointed at times. So I can see where people are coming from. I don't know what more else to add to the movie apart from it's a very Sony movie. That's what I can say. But you can see its levels behind the MCU. You can see its levels behind the MCU, and I'm just hoping that their attempt to replicate for their side characters of the Spider-Man universe doesn't actually end up hampering part of the MCU as well. This is my concern, especially if they were to take some characters from the MCU. I don't think they will, but if it happened to be Tom Spider-Man, God forbid, would they now go and butcher a character that's been rejuvenated by the company that they're working with? So here's to hoping that doesn't happen. But to be fair, I'm glad I went to watch it anyway. I mean, I don't think it's like complete trash. I don't think the movie's complete trash like that at all. But I just think there's so much more that could have been done. I see what they were trying to do. They need to learn lessons if they are from the MCU. You see how they're trying to rush their world building. That's my issue now. And I can say that for absolute certainty. So even if they are trying to do the Sinister Six, they kind of really need to slow down and maybe just do it one bit at a time. But yeah, guys, listen, like I said, I wasn't going to keep it too long today. Let me know what you guys think about Morbius. Do you think I'm wrong in giving it like a 5 or 6 out of 10? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It'll be good to hear from you. Welcome back again. I know I've been away for a bit, but I'm going to try and get back onto a couple of my other videos. So I'm still looking to do my video for Uncharted and the Batman video. So guys, please take a look out, and it'll be good to have you come back to my page again. But as for now, peace out, guys. Thanks very much for your time.